I am an agroeconomist by training, and my first degree and my master's and my PhD, were all in line with agricultural economics. And since 2003, I have been carrying out researches on agribusiness and, of course, food and agricultural economics. It's been interesting, evolving new ways and dimensions of distributing food, of course, from the point of production, because production is not complete except it gets to the hands of the end user, who is the final consumer. So most times when an agro produce is harvested from the farm, it's some consumers will want it in that raw form, while some others will want it to be finished or semi-finished, like some industries will require an agricultural product from the crop, from the livestock, from the fishery side, or even forestry. They will want it to be as raw as ever, because they have the machines or factory where they can actually harness it properly and then use it for further production. And of course, it has to align with the taste of the end user. The customer or the consumer or the buyer, has more priority. Of course, a need assessment analysis had already been conducted for the product to be, made available. And then we are talking about agro products. We are talking about food. We are talking about every activity, every process, and or every concept from the aspect of marketing of the concept. So, so this is what I have been doing, looking at research and trying to see how institutions or companies or agro-allied, farms or agro-allied companies can leverage on the opportunities of research to, reach the point of, maximizing of output, maximizing of profit as well. I've been employed by universities, and of course, one of the universities that sharpened my horizon about food and agricultural marketing. I have to mention them, like the University of Nigeria and Nsukka, where I trained, and also the University of Fort Hare, where I also trained. I did my postdoc there. And from the dimension of smallholder businesses, of course, we know that smallholder farmers are the major farmers who, comprise the agriculture sector, and they are the major drivers of transformation in the sector. And I've also been, I've also partnered with Northwest University, even Agricultural Research Council, and now I'm with Cavalla International University. Cavalla International University is the university where, I do more of, I display my professional skills in developing developing modules, developing teaching guide, and also program for masters and also for PhD students of agricultural economics. And of course, we have 3 programs which touches on agricultural science, agribusiness management, and then agricultural economics. They are all interwoven, and they're all are aligned towards the same focus, which is, of course, which brings about food security, and of course also bringing the dynamics of the innovativeness, bringing innovation to agriculture, and then trying to make agriculture more attractive to the students, because the students already, they have their focus, they have their plan, they are, they have their motive, which, quite fascinating. Most of them, their ideas are already well streamlined. Their focus is already clearly stated. Most times, sometimes you have to guide them. You have to guide students of agriculture, and trying to make them to be, to draw inspiration from the new dimensions of doing things. Of course, we are in the era of 4th industrial revolution, where there's so much that technology does. In that, when we talk about the agricultural drones, practice of using of aquaponics, aeroponics, and even hydroponics as well, and then bringing in the dimension of blockchain technology, which is part and parcel of the program, because our students at Cavalla International University will definitely be exposed to a lot of agribusiness activities, which will take them to the next level of their interests. Yeah. So like most times, I will always say that for a good result in food production and agriculture, food and production research surveys must be taken across respective areas of the targeted market. And of course, research helps to give direct information about the production graph, like trying to give a diagrammatic representation of how a product is formed, a product is developed, as well as the agricultural activities being considered as well. Now, a lot of research needs to go into food production and agriculture, taking the country, for example, we know that there are some countries that have really done well in agriculture, like Israel, like the Netherlands, like even the United Kingdom as well, even Germany, and many of the European countries have done well, also some Asian countries, and even in the Northern American region as well. And then some of some very few African countries as well have also, done well. So, but Israel, it's quite attaining its position as the agricultural innovation hub of the world. So the CIU, the Cavalla International University, of course, we definitely partner with Israeli universities as well, and then some top-notch Dutch horticultural universities and companies as well, which will help to give like a field training opportunity for students who will desire to go to do their program, their internship program, like 3 months, like 6 months programs in those places, and they will also choose the area of their concern or their country. Of course, it's actually not just for the students from the students from Europe. It's also we have the interest of African students as well, because the African region, especially in the sub-Saharan African region, which is about 54 countries of sub-Saharan Africa, the farmers and other practitioners who are very much interested in building capacity, building strength in production. And then, of course, after, like I said earlier, after production, what now happens is distribution. That is trying to make the consumers very ready to make demand for their commodity, the commodity that they want, because of course the demand has to be commensurate with also the supply of the product at hand. So that takes us to scaling up of activities with respect to the smallholder farmers who have little or no resources, and they have an opportunity to engage in research, not just in research, but also engage in training and of course, to muster courage and muster strength. What I just wanted to say is it's just to talk about Cavalla International University, which is because most times people are asking questions for them to really know what Cavalla International University is all about. Well, it's an American online research university, which of course provides excellent global education and also flexibility and affordability with respect to affordable education to anyone in the world. It offers 100% online virtual programs, led by live interactive professors with over 120 degree programs and many certificates programs, and an entrepreneurship development center to help graduates to also develop the necessary skills for business startups. Now, during the COVID period last year, 2020, the online system became more developed and functional because of its of course how the COVID-19 pandemic, social distance issues. So we had to develop the online programs, and for my area, which is I've already capitulated, mentioning about the agricultural science degree program, the agribusiness management program, and then the agricultural economics. And the goal is, of course, to develop professionals in that regard. Yeah, in that regard, because it's quite an interesting program because, like I said, it's affordable in the sense that let's look at, masters in the US, in the United States of America. With similar caliber of professors, usually it costs around 45,000 USD, between that and about 65,000 USD, or even more. But at CIU, the same degree costs around just 6,000, between 6,000 and 8,000 USD. And while also giving students tuition payment options, meaning that students can pay in installments, which may even continue after graduation. Yeah, so and this actually fits into the African thing, because we have found out that most African students, they always require such leverage. They always require such opportunity for installments, paying on installment basis. So yeah, we will not also lose focus that the goal of Cavalla International University is to develop expert minds and to provide excellent education to all, despite their location. Quality education should not be only for the wealthy or those who live in privileged countries, like in the developed countries, as it were. The prerequisite for students, the requirement for students is just for them to have access to a computer and the internet. They will, of course, attend classes and speak with their professors in a live class environment. And if need be, students may be assigned to various industries for practical training. I had mentioned that earlier, that even we are very much connected with Hebraic universities or Jewish universities in Israel. And we are also connected with universities in the Netherlands, horticultural companies, which are connected to Technical University of Delft and Wageningen University as well. And then we are connected to good funding bodies who are also interested in helping, bring about building up capacity among our students. And so if need be, students may be assigned to various industries for practical training. Sometimes, if it's not agriculture, one of the clinical aspects, or an internship type of aspect. Like a traditional university, students are expected to develop the appropriate educational skills from their desired programs. The CIU uses similar books that are, available to students in a traditional program. Our agricultural students, even law students as well, public health, engineering students, just to mention a few, they use updated materials that are available to their programs. Yeah, and then finally, with focus and complete confidence, while appealing to students to take advantage of such opportunity of gaining international education. I had to elucidate more on what the CIU stands, and also, comparatively trying to compare CIU with other American universities. And of course, our website is there. You can always Google up, about us, Cavalla International University, an American accredited online university, which has been, functioning since 1990, since the 1990s. Yeah. So feel free to have, to make any inquiry about the university, and we will be there